Division I in the NCAA has approximately 350 different institutions, and each of those institutions has a slightly different mission, and there's a very broad spectrum of missions when you consider all those institutions, and also a very, very large difference in the resources available to them. We have some well-resourced institutions, some average resource institutions, and some very low-resourced institutions. And over the years we've been doing this, which now really is 6 years, we've learned that there are a disproportionate number of issues that affect the low-resource institutions. And so our thought was, we've spent quite a bit of time in hearings with institutions. The staff spends countless hours with low-resource institutions. Those of us who are volunteers on the committee spend a lot of hours thinking about this. Some of us are from low-resource institutions. We felt the best way to get to some of the underlying problems and look for solutions was to put together a group of people who work every day at those institutions to help us, advise us. Well, we've specifically formed an advisory committee, and that committee has come forward with a set of recommendations, and we have listened very carefully to those recommendations and are prepared to make recommendations to the Board of Directors this week on that subject. Specifically, we're looking at things in two areas. One is to allow a bit different transition period, a little more time, for these low-resource institutions to meet the increased requirements for APR, that is moving to a 930 APR from a 900 APR. All institutions have a transitional period. We're going to provide, at least we're recommending that we provide the low-resource institutions a bit more time and a different set of transitional requirements in order to reach there. We think it's more responsive to the issues that they face and will help them be more successful in the long run. Then secondly, we are always looking to recommend new ways in which we at the NCAA can provide additional resources to these institutions in order for them to work on their academic support for students. So I believe we'll be seeing more resources put to that purpose in the future. We feel quite committed to trying to be responsive to two issues with regard to low-resource institutions. One is the dollars involved, and the other, especially with some of them, is their mission, which is in some cases a little different than some other institutions within Division I. We think these two approaches will help us reach those problems.